Yeah, we were working on the install, and Daniel and I were just chatting about starting up our spaces. And I think I was talking about the plush sofa. I found it on the side of the road, and then you had a similar story.
Yeah. So
Something like that.
pretty much all the furniture that we had at the basement in our very, very beginnings were all found on the side of the road. I remember we were driving down the freeway, and we literally looked off to the right, and we saw down this one street there was a couch, a black couch, and that's what we were looking for, a black couch to match the attire of the place, whatever. So we exited off, and we went down like a few different streets to go and find it because we didn't know exactly which street it was. And we finally found it, and we loaded it up, and I brought it down to the basement. We carried it down those flight of steps.
I've been told that I represent something of the artist's unconscious that he's trying to reach. He keeps talking to me, telling me how I'm supposed to feel. He paints my face in all these strange looking colors, as though he can represent who I am on the inside. Not with all this clown shit. He makes me want to do some kind of performance. That's the first space I remember going to that you were doing those DIY art shows.
Yeah, it was actually the first space. It was my first art gallery, first space, first business, first everything. It was very, very special to me.
What led you to open your own space?
Oh man, it was something that had envisioned from the very beginning. I felt like it was important for me as an artist to have a space for me not only to create, but for me to also sell artwork. I was doing my own pop-up shows here and there, and I was renting out spaces, but my very, very first show, I rented out a space at Deep Ellum, and it was like $1,500 to rent out. And I did the show, and I ended up losing like $1,200 because like not a lot of people came.
Right.
I didn't know what I was doing. It was just like I wanted to do it. I knew I could be successful at it at some point. And I kept on doing shows after that, and they were becoming more and more successful. But I was still spending a lot of money, and I was like, man, I'm over here spending for one day like $1,000, $1,500. What if I just took that money and just opened my own space?
Right.
And that would be my rent to do something the whole month. And so I was like, man, that's where I need to be at. I need to stop thinking of this hopping around stuff and open up a space. And not only would it be benefit me, but it could benefit a lot of other artists as well.
Well, away down yonder in the land of crackers, stars, baby, computer hackers, look away, look away, look away, way down south, where the river mud is a dirty brown, piss is yellow, you're a handsome fellow, look away, look away, look away, way down south.
So I remember at that point I was really like trying to figure out I guess my vision and my goal was, and I was like, you know what, man, there's definitely a lot of room for, growth here as far as in the art world or the art scene. And I was like, I want to try to, be part of that. And I felt like it was something that I could help build. That's kind of where we're at today. We're able to have some kind of art venue or experience really any day that we want. There's a lot of art galleries now and a lot of art spaces.
It's really interesting how that's evolved. Like the DIY scene was like you're saying, few and far between.
Yeah.
Back in the day, and now, man, they're just like popping up all over the place.
Yeah, it's exciting, and I hope for people like myself and yourself, we were able to bring that vision and that motivation to those artists, and hopefully that's the reason why there are so many today.
America, ¿dónde está tu sombra? It is there, in all the places you don't see. The back alley apartments The steaming kitchens, walking in the desert heat, serving the food at your own table. Come, find the apparition, make friends with your shadow, or it will become the monster of your dreams, the unconscious dread and violence of your waking life. Dreamer, it is time. Awake. How'd you get from the basement, your first space there, then over to Elevate, that kind of collaborative studio situation, and now Cold Soda?
The building that we were in got sold, and these people from California came in, bought the building, and pretty much asked everybody in the building to leave. So we were open after we opened after the city shut down. We were open for maybe another year after that, and at that point, like I saw that it was coming as soon as he was starting to sell the building. So I started looking for another space because I already knew what that meant. You know, that's how gentrification works. So I was like, I need to start preparing and be prepared for us to leave if we have to. And by the time they sold the building, I was already like prepared to leave. And luckily, one of my collectors had the building that was the Elevate. And I told him my idea of what Elevate would be. And, you know, Elevate was supposed to be like this creative co-working space. And so, like, they would have all these different aspects of what artists needed to, you know, become successful pretty much. And not only that, but also a place for us to be accepted, a place for us to collaborate, a place for us to be us, you know, to be free. And I feel like we did that. We were there for 6 years. You know, it was, again, an endeavor to start up the space.
Those of you who got out to see Elevate, it was like a really dope space. You go over there and there's always all this cool shit going on. Like in the middle of the afternoon, there'd be a DJ spinning right there.
Yeah.
In the middle, there'd be people having meetings and all kinds of creative activities, artists working in the different studio spaces.
Yeah, definitely.
As I wake to this new day, the chains of convention, they fall away. And the mother of all, she says to me, now son, may you be free to be yourself. Go and express your power. Without a doubt, may you flower in all you do. Let your light shine through and through, and you be true to that light within.
Like I told you earlier, like it was definitely just a place for us to kind of do whatever we wanted. It was part of that motivation of receiving all those no's before and us wanting to open up a space where we got nothing but yeses because we were the owners. You know, we could do whatever we wanted to do. So that was definitely the satisfying part about it. You know.
And then what brought you over here to open Cold Soda?
So like we had Elevate. It was a place for artists to kind of do everything they needed to go from, you know, talking to a client to, you know, thinking of an idea and bringing the idea to life. But the one thing that we were missing there was a place for us to show everyone our ideas and a place for us to sell artwork. And so I was like, there was this missing piece, and I was like, so we need to open up a gallery so we can able to, you know, test our ideas out in the public and sell artwork. And so it would bring it full circle from, you know, coming up with an idea, creating the idea, selling the idea, and financing your next idea. We call this space a cultural observatory, and it was kind of an idea to where we give the world an opportunity to come and observe us and observe our culture and observe our ideas and our artwork.
Yeah, that's great. Well, I've always loved your projects, man, so
Thank you.
it's an honor to finally get to show.
Oh man, it's an honor for me as well.
Yeah.
You're an amazing person over here. I can't wait, man. It's gonna be good stuff coming in this future.
Some of y'all wanna sing the blues.